The number of countries owning fifth-generation aircraft is not big. And while we've talked about American and Russian fighters more than once, the Chinese development has remained in the shadows of our attention. In this issue, we're going to talk about J-20 Chengdu and find out what exactly this plane is. Outright plagiarism? Glued together from parts of the Raptor and the T-50 project? Or a unique Eastern model, the creators of which were just inspired by Western ideas? This is military news. Let's go! So the J-20, also known as the Black Eagle, is the newest fourth-generation fighter, according to Chinese nomenclature. It also includes the American F-22, F-35, as well as the Russian AFAS, Advanced Frontline Aviation System. In the West, this model, as well as others mentioned, count to the fifth generation. The development of the aircraft was carried out in strict secrecy. According to the latest data, the design began 2 decades ago. Corporation Shenyang Aircraft Corporation was implementing the project under the leadership of talented engineer Yang Wei, who previously worked on the development of the Chinese FC-1 and J-10. By 2010, information was clarified, the official name became known. A secret JXX at that time, it was now designated by the number 20. The following year, it made its first test flight. The test took place near the city of Chengdu in the southwest of China and lasted a full 15 minutes. In the next few years, the model was actively tested and improved. The novelty was presented to the general public on November 1, 2016 at the Air Show China in Zhuhai. Then the Black Eagle was officially adopted by the DPRK Air Force. Most of the tactical and technical characteristics of the development remain a secret to this day. But here's what we can say for sure. The length of the aircraft is 23 meters, the wingspan is about 14 meters, and the maximum takeoff weight is about 35 tons. Externally, the aircraft is similar to the experimental Russian MiG 1.44 T-50. First of all, due to the use of the aerodynamic scheme duck, in which the horizontal tail is in front of the wing. The solution, however, is not the most practical, since the very front plumage reduces the low visibility and range. The glider of the Chinese fighter has a high-lifted triangular wing, which is connected to the fuselage. The lantern and nose section are very reminiscent of the F-22. The single-seat glass cockpit has a large touchscreen LCD and a wide-angle holographic projection display, HPD. In addition, a helmet-mounted sight and display system, HMDS, helmet-mounted display and sight, is installed with the ability to control the rotation of the head. The number of external suspension units was reduced in favor of an internal cargo compartment, which reduces the visibility of the airship. The landing gear is 3-column. Here we'd like to add that even on the chassis compartment flaps, there are serrated edges to disperse radar radiation. Among other advantages of the J-20 are the modern EOTS-86 electro-optical guidance system and a high-resolution infrared TV camera, AN/AAQ-40. Capable of detecting the heat trace of a passing car or embers of an extinguished fire. The camera provides automatic capture and tracking of any air, ground, and surface objects. An extended set of communications facilities located on the roof allow it to easily and quickly interact with allies in the sky. Another new feature is the airborne radar, radio location system, with an active phased antenna array of about 2,000 transceiver modules. To date, there are several modifications of this model, the latest of which, J-20B, an augmented thrust vector control system. Another similarity with the Russian machines is the use of engines, Saturn AL-31F. For a long time, Chinese engineers have raised the question of the need to replace it with a domestic counterpart. And in 2019, they managed to do so, thanks to their new development, WS-10C. However, the designers did not stop there and are now actively working to create a more powerful Xi'an WS-15. According to official information disclosed by the designers, the range of the fighter is 5,500 kilometers, a combat radius of 2,000 kilometers, and a maximum altitude of 20 kilometers. As previously mentioned, the armament of the J-20 is hidden in the internal compartments of the aircraft to reduce its visibility for enemy radars. But what exactly is included in the ammunition of the Black Eagle? This aircraft has 4 PL-12 and PL-15 medium and long-range radar-guided air-to-air missiles. Among the short-range missiles of the same class, we should highlight 2 PL-10. They are equipped with a multi-element infrared homing system with protection against blinding and are capable of engaging targets that are away from the line of sight. But their main feature is considered a built-in thrust vector control engine, which provides super maneuverability. PL-21 long-range air-to-air missiles are in no way inferior to the Russian R-73 and American AIM-120 AMRAAM anti-ship missiles, and of course aerial bombs. All of these are part of the armament of the J-20. Among the disadvantages can be attributed to the lack of autocannon on the aircraft, but it's worth remembering that the plane was not designed for close combat, and therefore its installation there makes no sense. As you've already guessed, this model was developed for the domestic market. The main user was the People's Liberation Army, PLA. According to preliminary projections, the PLA Air Force will need more than 300 J-20s in the future, although progress will depend on the delivery of the homemade WS-10C engine and the latest development of the purpose-built WS-15. To date, there are about 150 copies of this model. And China is actively using J-20s in practice. These aircraft have been used relatively recently for the Air Force units to control the Taiwan Strait and the East China Sea. And in January, the radar of India's Su-30 MKI detected and tracked several Chengdu flying over Tibet. What can we add about this fighter in the end? The J-20 is a very ambiguous aircraft. On the one hand, it's heavy and large-sized with low maneuverability and also very similar to its competitors. On the other hand, adopting the foreign experience, the fighter absorbed the excellent parameters of both aerodynamic character and low visibility. In its appearance, layout, and other basic features, it's possible to find some features that make it similar to one or another foreign model, but on the whole, the Chinese fighter looks like a completely new development. We should not forget that not every country can afford to get involved in such large-scale, long, and expensive work. Do you think the Black Eagle can compete with its actual competitors? I'm waiting for your comments and likes, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, because we have many more interesting videos prepared for you. See you soon.